Hi, today I have a very interesting video for you, and the words that are going to just follow up are going to be like they're going to sound really shocking. And if you see the topic of my video, it's how to stop your son or treating your son as your husband. And this is quite interesting. It's a very hidden emotion which most of the people are not even aware of. It sounds shocking, but many mothers actually, without realizing it, begin treating their sons like their emotional partners. They share every worry, lean on them for comfort, and expect them to give them the kind of emotional presence that they once expected or needed from their husband. And this is not about blame. It's the mothers are not to be blamed here. Or it's just the video is not about blame. The video is about awareness. Today I'm going to show you what really happens in this dynamic, why it starts, and how to heal it using lessons from Jay Shetty's Love Psychology and Dr. Nicole LePera's Reparenting work. I'm Pearl, and I am a rapid transformational therapist and a hypnotherapist trained by Marisa Peer. I've worked with many mothers who feel a sense of loss and who feel like they love their sons, they love their sons so deeply that when their son gets married, they start feeling emotionally unseen. They start to feel like something within them is sort of now breaking, and that their son is being taken away from them. When that pain stays unhealed, love sometimes shifts into a different form towards a child, especially a son. And that's the psychology that I want to understand, and discuss with you all. So according to Dr. Nicole LePera, when adults carry unmet emotional needs from their childhood or relationships, they consciously seek connection wherever it feels safe. For some women, the safe space is their son, the pure, unconditional bond that they don't ever judge. But when she begins to rely on him for emotional regulation, for comfort, or validation that should actually come from her partner, she unknowingly turns her own son into an emotional husband. Psychology calls this enmeshment, that's the term, when love loses its boundaries. It's born from loneliness, and it's not selfishness, it's that loneliness. The son learns early that his mother's happiness depends on him, and he becomes a caretaker, emotionally mature, but it's heavy hearted. Later on, whenever he goes or he finds a partner for himself, he'd start feeling guilty. Whenever he's entering into a relationship, he's very confused. He's drawn to partners who need rescuing themselves. And the mother, she may feel unfulfilled. She may feel very fulfilled temporarily, if I may say, but then empty again when that son grows distant. Because deep down, her inner child is still longing to be seen as a partner who wanted to have a husband, who wanted her husband to take care of her. And this is where Jay Shetty says true love must come from wholeness, not need. Dr. Nicole LePera called this reparenting yourself. Meeting your own emotional needs than actually seeking them through your child. So she says that you should really ask yourself, you should start yourself, start by asking yourself, what am I really needing when I call or text my son multiple times in a day? Am I lonely? Am I anxious? Or am I craving validation? When you name that feeling, you take back power of that pattern. You take back power, or you take control of your own self. And Jay Shetty teaches a practice called as love without attachment. It means that you offer love freely, not demanding an emotional return. You can still be a nurturing mother, but with the space for your son's autonomy and your own rediscovery as a woman, friend, or an individual. In the end, love is not meant to make you feel guilty. It should just be love. And here's where, I feel like there's a very gentle way of healing yourself today, like right now. You have to write a letter to your younger self, the woman who once felt very unseen or very unsupported. Even if that that lack of support was from her family or from her husband. And in that letter, you tell everything that she needed to hear for herself from her partner, but she could never do that. She never heard that. Read that loud, and if you feel like crying, it's okay, just cry. That love does not have to come from your son. It can come from you. When you fill your own cup, your son gets to live free of emotional burden. And then that love that you offer to your son and your son offers to you is going to be free of emotional burden. It is just going to be peace-giving love instead of that guilty love, which is not offering beauty in your life. Motherhood is a very sacred relationship, but it's not meant to replace partnership. Heal your heart, love your son freely, and step into your own wholeness. Maybe by finding ways to actually fulfill yourself. Maybe by finding different choices that you always wanted to meet. Maybe by, looking around and having friends for yourself. And that does not take your son away from you. By the way, your son is always going to love you. And that love is going to be wholesome. It is going to be heart fulfilling. It's not going to be that guilt love, and then your son would also be able to enjoy his partnership with his partner. And instead of you feeling that your son has been now taken away by another woman, you are going to see it as your love has now been multiplied through your son's family. Because now, if you are getting love from your son, you are going to get love from your son's family as well. That is where holistic love always multiplies. It never depletes. Isn't that beautiful? I'm Pearl, and if you feel like this video resonated with you and you want to share it with another mother who might need to hear this truth, please forward the video, like it, subscribe it, and let's keep healing together, because we are in this journey together. My best wishes. I love you all.